Alright, I'm with the okay, welcome to their Twitter. This is way first. We have their tit. No, it's not. It's 2-page. And our Blossom Star. Update notice. We're gonna show Bok-Gak. There's the trailer. Best updated improvements to facade projection feature. Hotfix for Steam version. Update schedule for known issues. Upgrade item error. It's also Refraction Railway Line 5 closure as well. I missed some stuff last week, I think. Yeah. Whatever this was, presented by Project Moon. Okay. There's exhibition. That stuff is still going on. So if you're interested in the exhibition, there's the exhibition. Not loading. Visit the E.G.O first. This is gonna be more interesting. I feel like there is Embers as a new burn class effect. So first, E.G.O passive. The effect triggers immediately after using E.G.O still. For every X burn on self, increase burn potency inflicted on enemies with this unit's space attack still effects and torn effects. If this unit uses ABS max attunement degraded corrosion still, it does not die at the still's attack end. Instead, heal X HP and then blood damage up and wrath damage up next turn. So that's what I was looking for on the max attunement. I don't know why it doesn't say specifically for lobotomy, no, LCE EGO and our Blossom Star. It just says when this unit uses max attunement. But alright. So, FOrtnite, gain final power for every X burn on all targets and burn on self. Attack end, gain burn and burn count. At X plus burn, gain wrath damage up next turn. On hit, inflict burn potency, and also potency equal to wrath res divided by X. That's a separate infliction, so for some ego diffs that does work for more. But the second toy, on hit, inflict burn count equal to wrath res divided by X, and after turn 20 attack at X plus burn, inflict embers on all targets. And embers, if unit has burn, lose embers count when hit by a still that inflicts burn potency count or unique burn. If unit does not have burn, reset embers count when hit by a still that inflicts burn potency count or unique burn. At X embers count, activate the following effects: activate burn on self and lose burn count, lose ember potency. Add Y plus remaining embers potency, reset embers count. Wait, so how long does this last for? So if it has burn, lose embers count when hit by a still, affects burn potency, unique burn, and when it reaches a certain X embers count, activate the following effects: lose potency. Add Y remaining embers potency, reset embers count. Yeah, so resets the count. So count, you lose it when hit by a still affects burn, and that raises the potency. If it does not have burn, reset embers count when hit by a still affects burn potency. So we'll be on it permanently? I'll just see when it's actually out. Then we have the corrosion, free toying. Targets randomly, they firepower about every X, burn on targets, burn on self. Attack ending burn and burn count. Attack end out X plus burn, then wrath damage up next turn. Attack end if the unit is missing X% plus HP. Heal SP for every Y burn on self. Is there gonna be a plus toying corrosion? I know there is some. First toying, burn count, and then also another burn count infliction equal to wrath res divided by X. Second toying, burn count. Also burn potency equal to wrath res divided by X. And after turn to attack, randomly inflict embers between targets. So how many embers? Randomly inflict embers. So big thing here is that another way to activate burn via embers, which will be good for burn. So this basically solidifies using Andor Blossom Star or Random Blossom, no, LCE EGO Deer and or Blossom Star Faust on a burn team for another proc of burn. So besides burn on burn team, there's now Dark Flame, Tremor Storch, and Embers. And of course the blues have the very weak count assuming for a max of 30 damage on Rhodia and Yisan. And there's also, if you choose to use Hornet Merself, they have max spore stacks and don't is still free, very specific. Then also gives some burn damage there. Second, we have LCE EGO AEDD Gregor. So photoelectricity is back. When as soon as hit, the attacker gains charge count equal to stack. The attacker's X minus charge count, the additional charge count. Turn end, this effect expires. And it's right here, since this was previously exclusive to multi-track office fixer Heathcliff. So max value 3 when this unit is hit. Attacker gains charge count equal to value once per still. Attacker's 5 minus charge count and gain additional 3 plus charge count. Turn end, this effect expires. So that is back. High voltage exoskeleton. Gain X times Y shield. So it uses X times Y shield. Lose high voltage exoskeleton stack. Turn end, gain charge equal to high voltage exoskeleton. Both high voltage exoskeleton and shield gain this effect expire on turn end. Charge Sting. Take X plus percent damage from stills that gain or consume charge count, including unique charge for every stack. For envy stills, strengthen this effect and take plus Y percent damage for every stack instead. Use stack at attack end or turn end after being hit by stills to fulfill the effect, triggering conditions above, excluding base attack stills that inflict charge sting. So this is for the enemies, I'm assuming. And we have self-charge. Gain final power. Gain charge count equal to stack wasp. Lose X stack at attack end of stills that hit this unit, attack end, turn end. This unit's HP cannot drop below 1 before this effect expires. So we have Undying Persistence. Gain 1 charge every time this unit turns 10 to cumulative charge count in this counter. Any charge barrier this unit gains is converted to high voltage exoskeleton. So charge barrier from the W-Torp will work, also Ego diffs as well. It'll just be a stronger high voltage exoskeleton for then X times Y shield, and then lose the shield, lose the stack, and then charge equal to it when it ends, so it's similar to charge barrier. At X plus charge on self, they min and max speed plus Y. Alright, in this status, when Zero takes damage that brings the HP down to 0, gain self-charge equal to X plus charge on self times Y. So there will be a base of X plus the charge times Y on self. And then of course that's lose 1 stack for those conditions. Attack end of stills that hit this unit, attack end or turn end. Then their standard passive is alternating charge support. Their discharge support. Turn start. If there are X plus allies or E.G.O during this unit, all relevant allies in offense level up. The unit has less than X charge count with assuming charge count due to AEDD Gregor's E.G.O passive effect on heads hit. Instead of assuming 2 charge count, the unit assumes X shield or HP to activate the E.G.O passive effect. Effect triggers only when this unit is at X% plus HP. Let's bring back AEDD Gregor. So before, a spark discharge was really good for old rupture. So here it is. On hit with a heads toy, spend 2 charge with a plus 1 charge count to count the charge possessing ally with the lowest charge count. Yeah, so you would want to use that with this, and this will let them use their shield from high voltage exoskeleton if you did on charge barrier, or I'm assuming there's something else that shield as well to give the charge count. It's if they're out of charge though. If they have the charge, they'll still lose that charge down. This effect will trigger as at X% plus HP. And then, oh no, that's another passive, I'd ask. Okay. So that's same with the Ramp Gregor, or the offense for, no, it was defense level up for Ramp Gregor, but here is offense level up if there are E.G.O Deer allies. So I'm assuming it's gonna be free like the last time. Then take the lead, I'll provide you support. Combat start, gain charge count. Combat end at more than X charge count. Consume excess charge count up to Y and apply plus half a charge count consumed due to this effect. Charge count on an ally rounded up. So I'm assuming this is going to be a res passive. To make the priorities out of the lowest charge count among allies of earlier deployment order than this unit. If there are no allies of earlier deployment order than this unit on the battlefield, or if the unit has X plus charge, deactivate this effect. Alright, so if you want to keep the charge, you deactivate the effect by having them be in front. And if there's no allies of earlier deployment order than this unit on the battlefield. Oh, so it's only among allies in the earlier deployment order. If you, yeah, okay, stepped over that, I guess. So if you wanted to keep their charge, you want to put them ahead of other charge allies. If you're using them in a team of charge. Alright. At X plus Doom or Envy Res, apply Y plus charge count next turn on allies with earlier deployment order than this unit. Applies on higher res between Doom and Envy minus X allies in deployment order. At X plus charge, apply charge count on allies instead. That's plus Y, just apply charge count. If there are no allies of early deployment order, then this unit on the battlefield, gain charge town instead for yourself. So it's interesting. This is one that plays around with the deployment order. That's pretty neat. And then defibrillation. Turn end, this is their support passive. Turn end, X allies with the early deployment order. Heal HP equal to the sum of charge type and unique charge assumed by of their own attack skills this turn respectively. So X allies, don't know how many, just X allies. Alright, so they are mono swash. That seems a bit weird since both the egos are blunt, but I'm assuming because it's like the sharp things from the staff he's holding. Electric Grease. Deal more damage for every charge on self at X plus charge Dane Toin power, Dane trash power for X charge count. At less than X charge count, Dane charge count? Only at less than X. Wait, so doesn't Dane charge count if he has too much charge count? And then Rupture Potency and the 2 Toins Dane charge count. Alright. Then DC Inverge. On use. Deal more damage for X charge on self. At X plus charge, Dane Toin power. At Y plus charge, convert Final Toin into Unbreakable Toin. On use, at X plus charge count, assume Y charge count to Dane base power. First Toin, Dane charge count, inflict Rupture count. Second Toin, inflict Dane charge count equal to charge plus X. That's potency plus X. Then Rupture Potency. Then third Toin, on hit, inflict Photoelectricity. At X plus charge, inflict more Photoelectricity instead. So it's on the second Toin for the support of that. So of course mentioned photoelectricity before. So they seem to be a lot about helping other allies that charge. High voltage turret discharge. Combat start. Gain high voltage exoskeleton equal to charge. Okay, so that will just give you the shield right away there. Before use. That's combat start there. Before use at X plus charge, activate maximum output ultra high voltage turret discharge. Okay, so that is the fully unbreakable one. Also free Toin, so 2 free. Alright. At X plus charge, Dane Toin power. At Y charge, convert the final Toin into Unbreakable Toin. At X plus charge count, assume Y charge count and Dane Toin power. First Toin, second Toin is both Dane charge count. Third Toin, inflict Rupture and Rupture count, both potency and count. Photoelectricity again. At X plus charge, inflict more Photoelectricity instead. On hit, inflict Charge Sting equal to charge on self. At X plus charge, inflict Charge Sting. This turn and next turn instead. Go back to Charge Sting. Take plus X% damage from skills that Dane or to assume charge count. For every skill strength is effect, take plus Y% damage every stack instead. Lose stack at turn end or attack end after being hit by skills that fulfill the effect triggering conditions above, excluding base attack skills that inflict Charge Sting. So if it inflicts Charge Sting, it won't consume it. But if you hit with any other charge stills or then you'll, what was that? Just take plus % damage, so it's more % damage bonus. Then we have the maximum output ultra high voltage turret discharge, still free too. Deal more damage for deal more damage for every X SS attack weight beyond the number of actual targets and focus counters depart. So this has AoE. At X plus charge, Dane Toin power. At X plus charge count, assume X charge count, Dane base power, and Toin power. If there any remaining charge count, assume up to X charge count to deal plus charge count addition assumed by its effect times X% damage. The first Toin Unbreakable, charge count. Second Toin Rupture. Third Toin inflict Photoelectricity and Charge Sting equal to charge on self. At X plus charge, inflict Charge Sting this turn and next turn instead. But it consumes let's say that on use as well for assuming charge count. Consume up to X charge count. So if you have still leftover charge from that consumption, yeah, it activates if you have enough charge here, and if you have consumes charge, consumes even more charge, and if you still have more charge, you'll get more charge Sting this turn and next turn instead. In defense, this E.G.O Diff's defensive capability is uniquely superior. Combat start, Dane high voltage exoskeleton. Dane Toin power equal to charge on self. On use, Dane charge count. On use, Dane aggro to unit still slot. So, still 2 and free. If the count is there for Rupture, just to make it work for modern Rupture teams. Says Gregor's turn to Rupture. G-Torp. Road Spanner. Road Spanner is actually fine. It's just it loses the actual like trashing and damage because it is an older identity, so it doesn't have the conditionals, and you're really relying on heads hit for it still too, which is a 4+12. But this should completely get rid of that for rupture teams, if the talent is there, except for, because I know recently they've been doing it's you only get enough rupture talent or talent consumed or talent inflicted for talent consuming stats effects -1. That's what they've been doing recently, it feels like. Besides the Walpurgis ones. Yeah, so if this is free talent instead of just 2 talent, that would be better. And of course here it's on the last coin, so you have to time that for that. Or first coin if you have enough charge here. But I don't know if it's just excess attack weight, or just attack weight, or if it is unfocused. It's not unfocused, no. So it should just be for all the AoE with rupture talent. So on the first one, unbreakable, so it doesn't break the rupture stack. It's supposed to have 2 or more rupture. And then potency, and then if it's the photoelectricity and charge sting. So all the photoelectricity and stuff in the deployment order, they should be good for assisting charge. And then rupture, of course, is going to be questionable. Of course, they do have AEDD to help out, because that has the Droom does not consume charge talent for up to 15 hits, and gives charge talent. But the issue with that is, what charge rupture ones are good with keeping talent up? The only one I can think of off my head is W-Torp Yi-Song, who is talent neutral for still 2 and free, and just potency with his it's still 1, and he has an invade. So that so those 2 should be good. But also what it said here is the E.G.O Deers. So that could probably bring back lobotomy E.G.O Lamp Dawn, because they do sort of fall off a bit. Since there's still 2 is good for starting rupture, and there's still 1 is +1 talent, and there's still 3 is neutral if you hit the first coin, and they are a tank, so you have them defend and take hits instead of attacking. But they don't really trash that well, it feels like. And of course, there's still 2 will destroy talent if they are. Yeah, it's for talent starting. They have to be a certain talent at the 3rd coin to gain talent back. So, of course, there is the heist shows as well, which yeah, Death Right Haste, that is something. So it'll be interesting. Wait till all the numbers are out, then I'd say give it a. You should get it before season ends, because it is a season. You should get both of these before season ends. It should be priority event. Seasonal event ones are always priority, because those don't go into the gacha pool besides specific banners afterward. And then once this ends this season, they won't be available next season at all. Unless the Pacific gacha banners up. I don't know if they do it in these Center Pacific ones, but you shouldn't be rolling in those. You shouldn't. You should just box them, save for Walpurgis. Or if you're making Bible readings like me, you have to roll day 1. I'm not gonna roll for these ones day 1, alright? I'm too busy with other games to record Bible reading immediately for these. I'll wait till after for the LCE Bible reading. But I will now go to the patch notes. We have new content, Chapter 7.5, LCB Regular Checkup Bok-Gak. The March 19th, 2026 TSC update, new content, Chapter 7.5, LCB Regular Checkup Bok-Gak will be added to the game. And it will last, that about, let me see, 19, 1, 2, 3, is that 3 months? Oh no, 3 weeks, 4 weeks? It's the 19th, that's 1 week, 2 week, 3 week, 4 weeks. 4 weeks, wait. No, this is almost a full month. 5 weeks, actually. 5-week event. I said before, they should have the Bok-Gaks running constantly, I feel like. If it's not an already ongoing event, they should always have a Bok-Gak running to help new players, I feel like. Also to get more EXP tickets. Yeah, they just need to refresh the EXP tickets and Fred or something, and that is fine. If you already got the original, you got the Bok-Gak. If you just have the constant reruns of EXP and Fred, that would be very helpful for existing players and having the full shop available for newer players as well. They should always have an event ongoing. Or have like the shops permanent after like a year after Bok-Gak maybe. Alright, so unlock requirements. Hard difficulty unlocks after 833, so that is the previous Tanto. And of course, normal difficulty unlocks after. So description. Okay, you already know how this works. Alright. If you treat the LCB lower checkup stage, you can obtain additional first-time rewards. But there is hard mode, so you can get rewards. There will be a Bok-Gak theme pack. Or with fixed appearance of 4 to 5 meters of hard difficulty. Features exclusive choice events and E.G.O diffs. Existing theme pack will not be changed. Theme pack will appear twice in the same run. Will not appear twice. Will no longer have a fixed appearance when the event's ends. May appear in different floors. Triggering a major run will yield amassed data, and then will yield more amassed data if you take the checkup packs. What if you take both? The weekly bonus does not affect the amount of event currency gained. If you start meters and run before the event started, you will not gain event currency from that run. In fact, hard difficulty yields more event currency than the normal difficulty. It doesn't mention anywhere if you take both of them. Maybe I'll try it. But I think the Bok-Gak checkup only spawns in 4 or 5. So take the Bok-Gak first, then you take the normal checkup after. I don't know if that affects anything. I'll do a test then. But not met the event walk digits to obtain a mass data as a first-time reward trigger for main story Tombati Towners. Whether you did based on outcome spent, whether you met EX conditions, same as before. Obtain it from a rotation Refraction Railway. So it's a pretty tant, mass data. So data, so it's like the random drops, so you get like a batch of 20 there. Event bonus units, 4% more from all the LCE and or now you have Ryoshu. If you remember, that was with this update, with that update the first time, I think. Military bonus, max of 120%, so just run the free here, or if you have the E.G.O. If you have the previous ones to the previous one, you get full bonus immediately. You don't need the two new ones. So when you're doing the mirrors and runs, just make sure you have both of the old LCE and Fukugawa Ryoshu on your team, and with 120% max bonus gain. And then later you can swap them out if you start getting the things. I didn't know that you just hover over that there. Alright, don't have to actually participate in battle, you have them in the back lines, just have them not deployed. First time true rewards as well. At the rewards exchange, you no longer retain data if you purchase every item. We close at 4/16. Rewards are open for 5 weeks. Alright, so it's only 4 weeks for the actual event, 5 weeks for the exchange. Alright. The event fully ends with experience the LCB or check up time by counters or its story anytime it drivers, feeders, detour tails. Alright. And Refraction Railway Line 5 is closed due to a bug. Alright. The Refraction Railway 5 buff effect, the Lone Gunman, applies to all identities. Oh no! Ho, ho, ho. I remember from my run. Okay, so in my random teams run, I had this Stow 2 full stop office Hongru, who was one of the runs I randomly got from the wheel. He died to a 5% heads hit, but I continued to run anyway. But I did have to do it again to get the banner. So yeah, this was still one, but Danger is still free. But it raises min-max speed values, but applied to all identities. It was a side effect of addressing an issue where certain buffs that increase or reduce pure rank still reserve are applied. Certain identities, unique stills to be shown to have more than 0 copies. Another issue regarding buff effects that change the pure rank still reserve. It affects 4 following effects: Train Team Captain, Ready to Fire, Welfare Team Captain, and the Lone Gunman. These buffs all have an effect that increase or decrease the number of copies for each still rank. Initially, the still reserve changing effects are applied based on the order of stills owned by each identity, not by the rank of each stills. This causes certain stills to become available only upon meeting certain conditions, which are supposed to show 0 copies in the UI, to show more than 0 copies while its effect is active. The March 12, 2026 still update, we have deployed that fix, so that the still reserve changing effect buff will apply based on the rank of each still, instead of the order of stills owned by each identity. However, in the process of addressing the issue, the following issues are also identified. Our mission for the bug fixes improvements list. We failed to notify our managers for the update notice about how this issue is to be fixed. The cause of this omission was due to a misstep. The list containing particular update specification was not included in the announcement specification. As a result, the QA process was not properly undertaken for this change. We sincerely apologize for confusion this has caused to our managers. Okay, did you just say players? Why do you have to say? I hate when these games always have something else to refer to the players. We simply just say players, managers. Managers, we have to apologize here. We didn't notify you about this bug. Error in the application scope of the lone gunman buff. An error occurred in the effect application scope of the lone gunman buff while fixing the issue. Before March 12th, applies only to first support Benny, but after March 12th, applies to all identities. Auto transfer tests was carried out between the developers in the process of fixing the lone gunman buff effect. We failed to identify that the deployment order checking logic, which was previously applied, was omitted. We mistakenly determined that the fix was functioning correctly, which led to this issue. This issue will be addressed so that the buff functions as it did prior to the March 12th update. Future measures. To prevent similar issues, we'll strengthen the three following procedures. While modifying pre-existing specifications already released in the live service or the live version of the game, we'll ensure that changes are shared with the person in charge of each team and keep changes recorded in the update log. Perform cross-checks to ensure update logs are properly recorded. When modifying existing code, we'll use tools to allow comparison with the unchanged version to further verify any changes. Why? I actually wait. It is the only that ever mentions future measures to prevent issues. This is it's more of internal stuff. Why do they tell the players about their internal measures to take care of issues in the future? I don't remember any other games off the top of my head that do this. This it seems really weird. Why are you talking about future measures to the players of the game when it should be like an actual company thing? This is weird. I never noticed how weird it was until I think I mentioned how weird it was before. Actually, I think. But it's even more weirder now that I think about it. Why are you telling us this? This should be measures just in place for a company to prevent this issues from popping up again. I'm confused. Alright. So Railway Line 5 temp closure, and we reopen of the 19th social update. Few records will be rolled back. The one with them buff after the update will have their things rolled back. Alright. 500 lunacy. So that's 800 lunacy total this week with that and the base one. Alright. Now we have the schedule update notice. Greetings, dear manager. Same time, same day of the week. Standard stuff. We have the new target extraction. Remember, you have to wait a week, but you should shard them because they will be unavailable for a while, and then afterwards you have to shard them anyway after a year or something when it becomes 2 seasons pass. So just shard them this season because you need charge support and questionable rupture on the Gregor and the fire Faust E.G.O, which will replace and this thing replaces the Faust E.G.O because that's burn rupture. They should have made that a WAV, alright, and increase the effects. Why'd they make it an HE? Construction Heathcliff and Bok-Gak. New packages, do not buy. That's very overpriced. Details on Mirror Dungeon E.G.O diffs. 2 new fusion E.G.Os will be added to the Mirror Dungeon, and 3 existing E.G.O diffs will have their effects adjusted. Adjustment of existing E.G.O diff. The adjustment details are shown below are based on base tier. Wizards any effects not wizard here will remain unadjusted. Cantillon Heart. Before, on trade, 50% is not to consume poise count once per turn for each character, including ego stills and tower stills. Now, after, on trade, 50% chance to sustain 1 pierce power up next turn, 2 times per turn per enemy, including ego stills and counter stills. Oh, this is for the P-Quad stuff, actually. Oh, yeah, you fuse that into this. It increases to 80%. And not to poise count. So this will make it better with the pierce power, since you did enough poise count from other diffs. It's pretty, bad when you already have all the poise you need easily, but so it's not this pierce power, and so that will work for anyone as well. End of all evils, the P-Quad one. On trade, 80% chance to gain 1 pierce power up next turn, just per identity, so it's then changing the poise count. The P-Quad factor is a 1+ toy boost next turn as well, once per turn. So that's instead of the here. On enemy or ally death, the P-Quad factor then needs a 1 pierce power up, 1 protection, and 1 crit damage up each turn for the rest of the counter, 3 times per counter. Embers. Turn start all enemies or Admiralties, all parts, with 2/7 burnt out, they 1/2 burnt out. Turn start all enemies or Admiralties, all parts, they 1/2 burnt out. That is better, because there are ego diffs that do consume burnt out, so you want to keep that going. It's also still random, isn't it? Bug fixes and improvements. Oh, here's the long part. Fix an issue. Return to a bottom ego faint aroma and sawtooth or extra voice noise does not play. Address the issue where the Dane would become unresponsive when projecting the middle Princess Ishmael facade onto Ishmael identities and vice versa. Mobile only will fix the issue where the Dane would become unresponsive when the enemy uses imperfect imitation or rooting stills. Oh, it's Tanto 5 stuff. Theme only. Fix issue where in the mirror legend, loading into the 4 theme pack selection menu that appears after the Ego Diff search menu would load a black screen instead. Fix interactive restrictions for LCB regular check up a boss enemy unit. We've identified various cases in which the said boss's skills and passive effects do not match their restrictions. In order to maintain our manager's gameplay experience, we will be adjusting their restrictions to match their effects. Please refer below for the information. Please note the following restrictions and error fixed expire only to the boss unit appearing in LCB regular check up theme packs, non-Bok-Gak, and no detail of chapter 7.5. Number 1. Dismantle still. Before on trade, trigger tremor burst and reduce our strength count by 1. After on trade, trigger tremor burst, when the tremor burst is triggered on the target, its enemy tremor count by 1. Deck analysis still. 4. On use, 10 plus poise potency, consume poise potency, staying 2 plus final power for 3 poise potency, consume max 4. After on use, a 10 plus poise potency, consume poise potency to Dane, 2 plus final power for every 3 poise potency, consume max 4. What's the difference? 10 plus poise potency, being 2 plus final power for 3 poise potency, consume. Consume 3 poise for every final power Dane chooses effect. Oh, okay. I didn't read the second one. Yeah, but now it consumes additional poise points for every final power Dane. As before it's at 10 plus. Now it consumes up to 12. Wait, yeah, 12. It consumes up to 12 when they're at 10 plus to Dane final power for that still. Before on hit, if target has 5 plus tremor count, trigger tremor burst twice. Then reduce target's tremor count by 1. Now, after on hit, if target's 5 plus tremor count, trigger tremor burst twice. The tremor burst is triggered on the target, reduce target's tremor count by 1. Before, no, what's triggered on the target? Does that mean are they both counted as separate bursts then? I don't know. On trade, trigger tremor burst twice. Then reduce target's tremor count by 2. On trade, trigger tremor burst twice. Tremor burst triggered on target, reduce tremor count by 1. Now, if I 1 instance of tremor count reduction, do 1 to trash. Alright. Trigger extinction sequence still. Before on trade, trigger tremor burst twice. Then reduce target's tremor count by 3. After on trade, trigger tremor burst twice. When tremor burst is triggered, our target reduces target's tremor count by 3, max 9 tremor count reduction. That's, yeah, so it separates all the tremor bursts to separate things. Alright. So, that's interesting. An after defense mechanism passive. This passive effect itself is bugged. It will be just the after effect. Oh, it's bugged! Weapon effect. Shield takes specific damage from rupture effects. It does not lose rupture count when under free rupture count. What? Was that part of it? Or was that from like the things before? This unit's shield is taking stupid damage from rupture effects. 6%. Oh, the effect will be changed so C6 plus 100% 50 damage from rupture effects. And doesn't have it removes the taunt one, doesn't it? Or is it keeping the taunt as well? Because that's 150% damage from rupture effects for the shield. Reminds me of the bone stake ego diff. Yeah, so that is just the shield taking rupture damage. Oh, I did it with base sinners. It was horrible. I fought Honheim at launch with base sinners. That was horrible. That took so long. I was supposed to use rupture with base sinners. Malfunction improvements. Fix an issue where an enemy unit in stage 944 has certain skills that not work as intended. This is Tira, I guess? After attack, doing 2 plus add up praise, Dane 1 envy damage up next turns. Before, the Dane envy damage up effect activate even when not making conditions. Now, the Dane 1 envy damage up effect will activate only when conditions are met as a strat. This is where the rupture potency taunt inflicting effects of ego diff on milled weather apply to allied units as well. That is the Dong Rang fusion one. Rephrase untrue parts of the ego diff unmailed weather description. When winning a trash with the enemy with office level up buff, gain free office level up for the next turn and inflict free office level down on enemy that lost the trash to value 9. After, when winning a trash with the enemy with office level up buff, gain free office level up for next turn and inflict free office level down on enemy that lost the trash 3 times per identity per turn. The actual effects of the ego diff are triggering up to 3 times per turn for both 1 and 2 deployed identities. However, the previous description could be interpreted to apply only a maximum 9 offensive level down to be inflicted per turn. With this effect, the text will be adjusted. This is the EO diff Tahitian Heart and Heart of All Evil, so that on hit far more of negative effect. Efforts only for the first instance of inflicting a negative effect. So on trip with heads hit with base attack, so for plus 1 more of negative effect. In fact, only has for instance of inflicting a negative effect. Add description regarding unique bleed for EO diff Tahitian Heart and the End of All Evil. For edits enemies with bleed, or this enemies with bleed or unique bleed, description only changes. This issue where certain effects of the T and heart affect the ego does not trigger for ego stills. Another effect. On hit, enemies with bleed with an attack so gain 1 point, 3 times per turn for each character. Before, did not gain poison hitting bleed affected and inflicted enemies with ego stills. After hitting bleed inflicted enemies with ego stills will now yield points as described. Rephrase untrue parts of the ego diff and of all evil description. So the difference here is that 50% chance to gain 3 poise or plus 2 poise out 3% for each character. On hit with an attack still, and its enemies with bleed, then 3 poise or plus 2 poise tap 3 times per turn for each character. That extra is 100% certainty with 50-50 chance of either poise or poise out. However, 50% implies there's only 50% chance for this effect itself to trigger. Oh yeah, so it's 50% chance to gain 3 poison. Now it's Dane or it would be rephrased. There's an ego diff ragged umbrella ego diff to trigger only for attack stills. Right? Is that the one for drifting Faust, which the first 2 for Rupture Town or something? The first 2 deployment units. So it's attack stills only, I guess. What about fix the issue where up to 2 to 3 touching plays incorrectly? There's more. This issue where we're using the train mob on train Ardor for 8-4 per site event at once, a network error would occur and prevent the users from claiming their rewards. For the issue where combat motion speed were very inconsistent when applying facility projection on the House of Spires indexers for a Yi side. For the issue where camera displays the cinematic display abnormally when using exiled targets indiscriminately for things under facility projection. There's an issue where still 2 and 3 are reversed in appearance when using 706 and 706 facility projection. Issue where sprite resources would intermediately become transparent during crashes in battle. Issue where unit sprites would occasionally display their idle motion versus when hit mid-battle. Issue where facility projected icon would not function within identity story after viewing uptime identity from tier 2 to 3. Issue where a pack in the boss stage mirrors and feedback on severing to be shown in duplicates. Passive in the boss? I wasn't paying attention to that, I thought it was just the same fight. Issue where under construction button would appear in a major tutorial page. Increase the font size of Still's own text and Still present UI in the major shop. What about if issue where the image of high shot identities at once for all attacks with the Hongwu Still will appear darkened during combat. Issue where some certain numbers appear interacted in the facility protection UI. If issue where strobe masking will not apply properly on the actual UI on some respective devices. But only if it's the issue where it's like spot identity on the topic screen and her sense facility is projected on certain editions. Add a bunch reset to selected turn to on the projection screen and facility protection UI. Address the issue on the anniversary ticket that where some resources are replaced awkwardly. An issue with description of conduct analysis still from a boss unit LCB regular shortcut Bok-Gak will be fixed. Before at 10 plus X4 yeah, fixed are wait oh, it's a known issue. Alright, I already said that earlier though. Issue where they will not respond to Hydro Pack Yobans or Depth Teeth Drum. It dropped a force of alpha fixed side to Hydro Fall attack still. There's a wouldn't see there and 500 wouldn't see from the other thing. Alright, let's check the discussion. Here are the various life comments. Iori ate my orphanage. Please did me singing machine, Sinclair. Hate their friends and shut up now. Oh wow, the heart and actually something useful. That's nice. Wouldn't see. Now let's go to my YouTube channel now. We've got some comments here, but I want to do I do like fighting trickbait face with the AI thing. So what would the AI say now? Alright. What would the AI say now besides the air machine Dundum stuff? That's the news recipe dance festival worries. I'm so many times a Mormon missionary. What? Okay, bookmark that. What the heck? Why? I already did part 41. The electrical trades are wins for right start transmuting her civic moves into the zeal of a door knocking prophesizer. With the sect how Tianak aligns with the rigid scriptural optimism of missionary fighting the words terrifying interaction where night every meets the distant pursuit of salvation and scripture. What? We have G.W. inspired the Limbus index fossils? What? Charged the virgin to tears makes tree of hatred. That's the wrong one! That is the wrong one! No! The predicting next month progress night based on restate on secret developer roadmap hints. Why Tosto hot dogs are canonically equivalent to with something Heath Health Ecofilm packets? What? No! We were dissecting the metabolic efficiency of the Tosto hot dog as a real-world ectofilm box, feeling the torpid grind through sheer caloric density. By mapping the fixed price point to LCB's standardized resource distribution, we proved that the processed meat is only canonically equivalent to hydrated extraction energy. That's if tutorial rights was still free. Still breaks the game after March patches? Oh no, I want more of this stuff. That's what the fuck. Result explains the tax benefits of joining the middle finger syndicate. Why Sinclair would join the Amish? Comparing the Prodigal Son parable to Gregor internal monologue in Canto 1. What's the Prodigal Son? Oh no, I can't remember that one. No, is that an actual parable? Hold on, I just searched it up. So, the Prodigal Son one is the parable of the washed sheep. It says Luke 15. Of course, let's see. Some other things also say Luke 15. But it's the parable of the washed sheep. Tax collectors and other notorious sinners often came to listen to Jesus teach. This made the Pharisees and teachers of religious law complain that he was associating with such sinful people, even eating with them. Okay, I think I did like the Jesus Dines of Tax Collectors video. Alright. It's about to be a year actually, in like a month or two of me reading the Bible in Limbus company. So Jesus told them this story. The man has 100 sheep and one of them is lost. Yeah, no, that is not the... No, parable of the lost son. Is that it? You'll at this point further. A man had 2 sons. The younger son told his father, "I want my share of your estate now before you die." So his father agreed to divide his wealth between his sons. A few days later, his younger son packed all his belongings and moved to a distant land, and there he wasted all his money in wild living. About the time his money ran out, a great famine swept over the land, and he began to starve. He persuaded a local farmer to hire him, and the man sent him into his fields to feed the pigs. The young man became so hungry that even the pods he was feeding the pigs looked good to him, but no one gave him anything. When he finally came to his senses, he said to himself, "At home, even the hired servants have food enough to spare, and here I am dying of hunger. I will go home to my father and say, 'Father, I sinned against both heaven and you. I am no longer worthy of being called your son. Please take me on as a hired servant.'" So he returned home to his father, and while he was still a long way off, his father saw him coming. Filled with love and compassion, he ran to his son, embraced him, and kissed him. His son said to him, "Father, I sinned against both heaven and you, and am no longer worthy of being called your son." But his father said to his servants, "Quick, bring the finest robe in the house, and put it on him. Then a ring for his finger, and sandals for his feet. And kill the calf we have been fattening. We must celebrate with a feast. For this son of mine was dead, and is now returned to life. He was lost, but now he is found." So the party began. Meanwhile, the older son was in the fields working. When he returned home, he heard music and dancing in the house. And he was asked one of the servants what was going on. "Your brother is back," he was told, "and your father has killed the fattened calf. We're celebrating the return because of a safe return." The older brother was angry and wouldn't go in. His father came out and begged him, but he replied, "All these years I slaved for you, and never once you refused to..." Okay, I don't have to read anymore. I'm just reading the Bible. So, this one basically is that it's more welcoming for new people to go back or repent of their sins, but the ones that have always followed. They use the older brother as an example. I'm going by memory here, of him being upset that this one who has just returned is now being celebrated. But what Jesus was trying to say, by memory, I think, I don't want to reread the entire part there, was that the newer ones, like the new people who convert, repent of their sins, should be celebrated along with, and the ones who are already in that faith should also be celebrating with them instead of thinking they have to have something about themselves. So we compare that to Gregor's internal monologue from Canto 1. We juxtapose the prodigal son's hopeful return as Gregor's decaying internal monologue. Stripping away from the comfort of divine forgiveness, we analyze how Canto 1 subverts the fattened calf for cockroach isolation, proving that for some outcasts, the father's open arms are pierced by a cold, unyielding apple to the back? What? Okay, how would he join the Amish? Is that the future Smoke War 2 Sinclair? We strip Sinclair of his halberd to measure his fractured psyche against the rigid austerity of the Amish pacifism. By dissecting the Limbus Bible alongside traditional scripture, we expose why the Mark of Cain demands a total rejection of technology, forcing a collision between urban corruption and the silent holy isolation. And then we have the merciful tax stuff to create an illustration. Result dissects the middle fingers, fisto so virginity, stripping away stinted brutality to reveal told, logical framework of tax exemptions. We reverence his monotone precision to justify a set seizure as legitimate overhead by quantifying the bureaucratic efficiency of vengeance with for mindless violence and a calculated high-yield strategy for long-term growth. Faust reads Divine Tommy gambling for New Year identities. We gamble our souls into the truck, rolling for a fresh New Year identity while Faust's monotone recitation of Dante's Inferno underscores every failed pull. We juxtapose high-stake stature desperation with poetic dissent, seeking a divine transformation amidst the flashing lights and digital purgatory of our own self-inflicted celebratory damnation. Does severing charges? That's the same thing. Does it make Dante so scientifically charged? This is messed up. Are people watching that video now? Is that right? It recommends stuff that's currently being watched on my channel. So are people watching that patch notes where with the Walpurgis like magical girls patch notes? That's wrong. Ranking Ribbis Company kitchenware about how likely they are to explode. We are subjecting Mephistopheli's dowry to a foremost stress test to determine which branded cookware detonates first under pressure, from the fragile glass of the molar opposite to volatile singularity-powered pressure cookers. We rank these kitchen hazards by the catastrophic failure points and the sheer radius of the shrapnel. It was not a mistake. This has been entertaining. I'm telling you, this has been entertaining, alright? For me personally. But how does G. Dundam inspire the Index Proselytes? We strip back the Foster Botanical Zoo to express how G. Dundam's mobile trans system, I don't know what that is, defines their combat philosophy. We're tracing the direct linear from Neo Japan's burning spirit to the Index brutal mandates, proving these totals aren't just followers. Their living weapons actually a high octane true that tribute to 1990s mecha. Okay, we're done with that here. Let me talk about my actual channel now. Alright. So I have 10 on part 2. I've done that. I did it over a few parts there. I have High Dart. I might record a video on Deadwalk. I already tried it and did a bot match. It feels a lot like Battleborn and Smite combined. Alright. I'm mixed on it, I feel like. I have one more High Dart video, but I had to uninstall High Dart because it actually broke my tooling system, like whatever the pump is called. It trashed my computer, alright? Because after I closed it out, I was like, before I shut down my computer, I'll be logging to Fortnite and trade my V-Buck real quick from Save the World. Computer trashed, pump failure, High Dart did this, alright? It was High Dart with a wrap up mirror dungeon. I also imagine no one has taken up the High Dart challenge, I think, yet. Yeah, I don't think there is. No one has tried to do an offline version of High Dart similar to Spellbreak. So like I said before, someone does it, I'll read. If I safely fire it, remember I have a library card. I could probably go grab a book if you need me to, but or if it's online, like I said before, if it's not even a real book, if it's like some weird stuff someone wrote online, I'll read it. Max of 25 viral readings. If someone gets a working offline version of High Dart, I will do it. I will read the Limbus Company, whatever it is. All right. Doesn't have to be weird from something. I read it during Mirror Dungeons, similar to my Bible readings, as I said here. The whole thing is here if you want to see that. As examples for Gutenberg, AO3, Internet Archive, news articles, Wikipedia pages. Yeah. If it tries, it's similar to Spell, it has to be playable. You have to play matches, all characters available. It's just that. But yeah, if you go back to my channel. So I did the 2-part for Bible readings. For both also Horror Susan me as well. Did the Chie Memoria. I haven't finished the event yet. Oh, the writing. So how they did the event of what I played so far, right before the final boss on last day, but yeah, it's not good. It's better than the previous event, but it doesn't make it good. It says it's better than something bad. It doesn't make it good. I was recording another Star Rail video, but my power went out. So I have the MKV file. It was even after I got the file blown Argenti. The power went out. So I turned the computer back on. It doesn't work in my Microsoft Photos, so I used to edit videos in Microsoft Photos. So I can't put it in there, but... Pardon me. But I have the file. It doesn't work well. It's about Purgus Night, Perennial Demo. We have Tanon. I have part 2 here as well. Epstein video. Oh, this is an old Mirror Dungeon. So this is when I was sick during this. I was sick, and I did a Swash Oni run with sound effects only. There's only sound effects. That was funny. I feel like you can't hear it, so I have the other thing on. But I thought after Drifting Fox, I'm pretty sure there's like 4-2 or something. I just stopped and returned to the final boss. But I did go through the Mirror Dungeon. All right, I did go through it. Oh, I have my old Doors video from 2023, I think. Yeah, that was before I swapped the MTVs. Each of all these 5 videos took up over 20 gigabytes. So I threw them on here, and then if I download it from here, it should be West FOrtnite Hellhole. What the? Star Rail Holy Drill War. It was the last night one with some patch notes. These songs chosen by Jesus. Oh wait, that is So one more Kanto gameplay. I had the rare and right top content from there. That was something. Holy War. I was gonna stream on Twitch afterward. So any other visibility ones I should mention here? Views, no, visibility. Unlisted. Wait, no, not unlisted. No. Private. So what else do I have here? I have Kanto 8, Part 4, 5, and 6, all mashed together. But I think I have another part I have to try and edit to that. Hogwarts, I put Hogwarts Legacy for the FOrtnite thing. It didn't give it to me, by the way. It didn't give me the FOrtnite thing at all. Winterfest trash. I fell asleep to this game. That is the Suppression Missions Part 2. FOrtnite August stream Toho Deltarune. What? What? What happened in this? What do you mean? FOrtnite August stream Toho Deltarune. Oh yeah, this is back. They removed that mode. I was trying to do the telescope drawing for that, and got removed before I could finish. So I played Toho on break, and then I tried to play Deltarune at the end, and it just didn't work. The Tribe 9 finale. I haven't uploaded that. What? I didn't finish that. That's Simmer Universe gameplay. Shock Autism season start. Recent Marvel Blitz. High quality FOrtnite stream. Winterfest. Star Wars bot match. Stone Doku. A software story. Since FOrtnite stream drops. Save the Battle Bus Paroxysm Denshin. No One's House FOrtnite. Tribe 9 4. Oh, I edited to part 5. I forgot I did that. Yeah. The Survive event. Clock Tower. Huggy destroys Battleboard. Artist 5 Limbus 5N. We take ship. Seek Lord. Bootleg Steel Brain Rot video. That's for the family friendly channel. Why is it here? That's the end of it. Stream Cultivation 4, Outer Plane Intro. Metal Gear 2 is private. Black Souls 4 is private. When were these privated? Oh, last year. Oh. So your favorite, that's Sword by Angry Birds, Paroxysm 5, Coming Hand Solo, Hito 8, Part 7, Part 6, Swam Subway Swammer. Yeah, that game sucked. Night of Despair. That's an hour long me trying to do the challenges. That was horrible. I don't make baseball. Shoot Daily Solo. 52 unedited. I didn't upload the rest of Terrarium. Oh no. I was probably just make those unlisted. Are they all in my thing? My channel is a mess if you didn't know. It is a mess. I'll just put them as unlisted in the playlist. 99 Levium, yep, save. 99 Levium, yep, save, yep. Yeah, I was going through this and switching with uploads. Here's the thing, I can't upload too much, or else it will not, it will just ruin my thing for the future. So now that those are like that, they're in the playlist, I put it on unlisted, and then later I will make a thumbnail. I will make them public. So more Black Souls. I already uploaded this video already. Very fast. Payday 2 Shinji DLC, even though we watched on part 5. This one didn't copyrighted actually. I'm surprised. Oh, this one's top right. Shinji is homeless, even though 8 episodes. And some event of force even. Oh yeah, even top of you. Shinji has brain damage. Oh. I should probably stop here. I want to stream on Twitch after, but then I'm go for a walk afterward. But yeah, when should I even upload some of these? Alright, that's the issue. Is that, or I should. Two people just like this. What's our Jazzware Shields Ardos? Those are bad and overpriced. Alright, but I agree with it because I was on my